Now, I was listening to Baba Sadiq, and your poll suggested that he was going to lose to Patrick Boama, and that Patrick Boama's constituency was perhaps the safest MPP seat in Accra.
Absolutely, that's what.
Yes, and when I heard him say that, I knew he was being truthful because you had said same to me.
Yes.
Okay. But he then went on to say that instead of being disappointed and disillusioned, he got in touch with you.
Yes, he did.
To find out details about the research. Why was he not going to win? What was it that was going in for Patrick? And on the basis of all the information that he had, he went
to work
on it. Was that true?
Absolutely true. Patrick Boama, in fact, if there was any shocking result that came to me, it was Patrick Boama. But after thinking through, I knew what NDC did. And then I'll give you 4 or 5 MPs who were in the same soup
as Baba Sadiq.
Baba Sadiq
Okay.
or Patrick Boama.
Okay.
Patrick Boama was getting about 20% support from NDC voters.
Prior to 2024.
Prior to the election that was held recently.
Yes.
Yes.
20% NDC vote.
NDC vote.
Okay.
In Techiman South,
Yes.
Ajay Kosa was getting over 30% support of NDC people.
30.
30%.
Martin.
Ajay Mr. Kosa. If you go to Sojaman, Pius, about 25% of NDC were backing him. Hawa Kumsin was getting 25% or more of NDC voting for her. So it put them in a very solid position because NDC in those places were divided.
Okay.
Now, what NDC did was, I think strategy they probably did very well. Tell their people, have you seen what is happening in the parliament? If you vote for these guys, this is what Mama will face. And I think they whipped NDC guys in line. And the moment NDC guys left these candidates, they were exposed. Combine that with the lower turnout of MPP's own people, it means you have no leg to stand on.
So let's just go back to what I asked you and we're talking about. So an MP sees your work. It is either for or against the person.
Yes.
The person contacts your organization. You are able to share the insights, the details with them.
In fact, we have what we call the public one is free.
Okay.
But the comprehensive report requires resources to gather them. So that we charge them for giving them the comprehensive report.
Okay.
Which breaks the entire result into electoral area by electoral area.
Okay.
Demography by demography.
Okay.
That is not free. They come and pay and they go with it.
Okay. So people who believe in research and want to use research will then come to you for that.
Yes.
And then they are able to look at maybe do as what and then decide on what they want to do.
Yes.
Okay. So obviously a person in a constituency where the MPP candidate is getting about 25 or 20% of his party's votes will then see that information.
Yes.
And knows that if he's able to whip his people in line,
yes,
at least he can reduce this considerably.
Absolutely.
And enhance his chances.
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
If you look at Sojaman,
Yes.
that is what they did to save the MP there.
Thomas.
Yes. And
We all went in.
the demography of those who were backing him were clearly the Votarians. So you can't send
Because of his
proximity to the voter regime.
because of his ethnic background.
Yes.
No.
No, I'm talking about Pius'
Yes,
ethnic
yes,
background.
yes, you agree.
And also the proximity to the voter regime as a bordering constituency.
Because Ameya had capitalized on that to win that seat.
Yes.
Because his mother. Yes.
So when they saw that, they sent all the NDC guys from the voter regime to go and really save the guy. And
So if he had not gone for those details,
he wouldn't have
known what exactly was.
He was losing.
He was losing.
He was losing. The nitty-gritties.
He was losing.
He was losing. You know, he's my neighbor.
Yes.
So those kind of details are very informative. And look, even for investment in campaigning, if you don't have these details, where do you go and spend money?
And those details are not part of what you publish for us to see.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you must know that look, you have only 100 cities for campaigning. About 10 electoral areas are the biggest hurdle or problem that you have. Why should you spend the money in the remaining 80 that you are okay? So you are flying blindly without polls. The polls keeps you focused on the issues, on the locations, and demography. With that, even if your party is struggling, you outperform your party.
Now, what is it that has happened to Ghana with this election?
You know, I think people were thinking we were mad. And there were posts that I put on my social media handle. 10th November, we went to Sekendi, Esikado, Takrady. Look, we've realized that 35% of voters in this MPP heartland were saying they were voting for JM. 35% MPP heartland in the Takrady metropolis, including Shama. Look, no party can afford this kind of swing from their own heartland and would win. So we said that, look, if what we are seeing here is correct, we've seen similar thing in Greater Accra. If this transpires, we could see a landslide. It was my Facebook post, 10th November. People were saying, oh, this will be very close. We knew the election would not be close. We had enough data to see that this election would not be close. So we were quite confident in what we were saying. Even as the whole world was against us. We didn't change position because some people were saying other things. No. We were happy. We stood where we stood. And with the parliamentary seats, look, we deliberately avoided publishing these details on the internet or anywhere in the world. Because we knew if this had gone out, there would have been chaos on December 7th. Because MPs who know they were losing will move heaven and hell to change situations. So for security reasons, we decided to keep this one till 8 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah, so release at 8 p.m.
8 p.m.
Yeah.
What for that reason?
On Saturday.
On
Yes.
Saturday.
No. Polls have closed.
And counting has already been done.
The counting has been done.
You have little. We didn't know the results of those constituencies
At that
time. But we felt if we don't do this, people will say that we were lying. We didn't know anything. We didn't do anything. So we give everywhere. In fact, we give NDC 150.
In fact, your initial public communication on this was that you will release this poll at 5 p.m.
Yes.
When it closes. Why did the 5 p.m. change to 8?
I spoke to somebody, an expert as well in security. The person advised that it should be 9 o'clock, and I said 9 is too late. But at 9, you know, some few MPs would have fallen. I didn't want that to mar the projections that we do. Elsewhere in the UK, 5 o'clock people, the results will come out. But there, nobody will go and do any machinations. But here, look at the chaos in collation centers. It's because they know they are losing. So we delayed this enough to avoid it being used to create national security problem for the country. And I think, for that reason, I think I'm quite happy with what we did. And if you look at the results of what we put out there, we were saying NDC 150, MPP I think 100. And we have about 26, which we said toss-up. And if you are in toss-up and you are a ruling government, it is very unlikely you can defend them.
Okay.
But the wind of change is blowing, and your guys could be vulnerable. If you look at all those toss-up seats, I think most of them MPP lost them.
What did you get wrong in this poll?
First, Patrick Buama.
Okay.
But some of them that we got wrong, we didn't get them wrong. We knew it, but we couldn't publicly put them there because it was as a result of private job.
Because the candidates in those areas had come
exactly
to you
for work
and taking the data,
and we knew what was happening there.
But so, you couldn't publish the work you've done for a private.
Absolutely.
So what a political party will do on the basis of what you have said is to contract you to do work for all 276. Then you won't be able to publish anything.
No.
Okay.
We do our own. And when we do our own, put it in public. So if it's of interest to us, but look, one of the things we do, we have code of ethics. We have a document that says code of ethics, how we work in global info. If you come to us as a competing client, we will not serve you at the same time. Okay. We allow cooling off period to happen before we go to the next client too. Because we don't want to think that we have gathered the same data, put them for you. We don't do that. And we will tell you that once we take that area as a keen interest and we go there, nothing stops us from discussing what we have paid for in where you live.
Oh, okay. So what do you do when, let's say, the MPP and NDC candidates for the same constituency contract you?
Not at the same time. There will be 1 month cool-off period. When we serve NDC, we leave 1 month to expire before we can go for another client in the same place.
Okay. But you give them the information.
Yes.
What they do with it is their
It's
business.
their problem.